Okay, so let's go to the next slide. Okay, so now we've got this one. Welcome in. I'm just giving kind of a little mini lecture. For our particular design, we have this transfer shaft, and we're using it in 3 places in the design. There's an input shaft, a transfer shaft between 2 gears, and an output shaft. Now I'm telling you that the input shaft is 2.5 inches long, the transfer shaft is 1.25, and the output shaft is 1.75. So if I wanted to make 3 versions of this shaft, I would make one version and I would type in, 2.5 for D1, and I would have my input shaft. 1.25, and I would have my transfer shaft. And I could do that. Oh, darn it. I hate it when it disconnects me all the time. Does that to you guys too. And so I'll just do that for you and show it to you. So I'll open up that part. And so I need 3 different shafts, but I don't want to create tons of files with 3 different drawings and do all that work every time. So I'm going to come up and open my parameters, click on it, and it said it was D1. So I can change that to 2.5. And now I've got an actual part that I can work with. I can export it to whatever is going to make it that quick. I can export this to a CAD CAM machine or a mold making machine or a 3D printer or a hex extrusion machine, or I could even have hexagonal stock and know to cut it every 2.5. So there's tons of ways for me to make this, but I've got it. That's my input shaft. And if I want my transfer shaft, I type in 1.25. And if I want my output shaft, I type in, I don't remember what it was, 1.75. So I don't have to work really hard. This is the file I'm always going to work with, but it can change on the fly. It's so easy to work with. So the question then becomes, and I'm going to put this back at 1.125 where it started. Okay, so then my question becomes, what do I do with that? How am I going to handle that? How do I document it? How do I do all those things? So parameters are really cool, but they're so varied and so easy to use. I have to figure out what to do. So does that make sense? I'm going to use it a bunch of different times. So actually, I'll show you with my camera. Whoop, sorry about that. Let me get back to you guys. So here it is. Here's the gearbox. Here's the input shaft, and I have one shaft. The output shaft is on the other side. I've got another one. And in between these, I've got a third shaft. So I've got all these different shafts on the gearbox. Okay? And I don't want to bother you with the whole gearbox design yet, but it's kind of good to know that they all exist. So does that make a little bit of sense? I've got all these different parameters now.